So we're going to be inserting some SmartArt objects into a couple of slides that we're going to create. So we're going to activate slide 2, and we're going to click right on New Slide. And we'll go ahead and enter the title, which is Team Structure. And then we are going to use the SmartArt graphic icon in the content placeholder to select the SmartArt graphic that we want to create. And the one we are going to create is a hierarchy. So we're going to go ahead and choose that group. And the hierarchy that we want is just the plain one. So we're going to select that and click OK. And then the first thing we're going to do is kind of modify this structure so that we have the different levels in the correct order. And what we want is 1 at the top, 3 on the second level, and then on the bottom level, we only want 1 box below this one, and this is fine. Okay, our second box with 1 subordinate is fine. For the first box, instead of 2, we only need 1. So I'm just going to select that first one and press delete. Okay, so at this point, we've got the superior subordinate relationships we want. All we really need to do is add a third box to this second level. So I'm going to click on the box that's next to the one that we need to add. And then I'm going to click on the Add Shape list arrow. And you have choices. You can add a shape before or after, which is going to keep the shape on the same level. It'll just put it to the left or the right of the current box. You can put one above or below, which would create a superior subordinate. And what we're going to do is just add the little box after. Okay, so that gives us the structure that we need. And we're going to go ahead and key in the individuals and their titles. So we've got Chris Greenbaum, and you'll notice as you're typing in, the text will get smaller and it'll wrap. So we're going to type Chris's name and then press enter and key in production manager for the title. And that just gives us a little space between the name and the title. And then starting in the second row on the left, we're going to key in Dennis Chun. And Dennis is the locations director. And in the middle box, we've got Tricia Bechtold. I'm going to press enter, and Tricia is the development director. And then in the last box, you'll notice this is the one we added. It doesn't have a text placeholder. So we're going to right click on that and edit the text. And that will allow us to type in Randall Seifert. And the title for Randall is Casting Director. Then in our third row on the left, we've got Sylvia Knowles. And Sylvia works for Dennis, and she is the locations assistant. And then we've got Manuela Ayala, and Manuela works for Tricia, and she's the development assistant. And now that we've got all the individuals and their titles, what we're going to do is adjust the colors. So we're going to click on color change here, and they would like us to pick accent colors 4 to 5 in the colorful range. And then for the SmartArt style, we are going to choose the 3D option called Inset. And the only other change they really want us to make is to the size and location of the structure. So we're going to click kind of on either side of the structure. You really don't want any of the boxes selected, because when we go in to change the size, if one of the boxes is selected, it'll change the size of the box. So we're going to click next to the structure so that the structure is selected. And we're going to go into Format, and we are going to make the height 5 and we are going to make the width 10. And after you type 10, you're going to press enter, and you should see the dimensions adjust. And then we're going to position the mouse on the border, okay, of the structure. And we're going to left drag. And you're in the middle when you see the red dashed line. So you're going to kind of drag to put this in the middle and then release. Now the only other change we need to make to this is to the title. So I'm going to go up to slide 2 and I'm going to format paint that title. And I'm going to drag over team structure and apply that formatting to this slide. So at this point, we are pretty much done with the structure. So we're going to click on Save. And we are moving on to create another slide that has a SmartArt object. So we're going to go down to slide 9. And we're going to do a new slide, but they don't want a title on this slide. So we're going to click the new slide arrow, and we're going to choose blank. Now we want SmartArt in this, and you'll notice that we don't have a SmartArt button. Well, we can go into Insert, and we can add SmartArt through the Insert ribbon. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And the type of SmartArt object we want is a relationship. And we're going to scroll down just a little. The relationship we want is called a converging radial. So it's like a circle with boxes around it. And it basically just tells how these different boxes relate to the central idea. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And instead of 3 boxes, we actually need 4. So I'm going to click on this last one. And I'm just going to click Add Shape, because that'll give me that 4th box. And then we're going to add our text first, and then we'll do a little formatting. Okay, so in this particular slide, the central idea is travel expenses. So each one of these boxes is going to show how it relates to these expenses. So in the first box, we're going to key in airline tickets. And then in the second one, we're going to key in hotel reservations. And in the third one, we've got automobile rentals. And in the last one, I'm going to right-click and edit text. We've got limousine services. So at this point, I do have all of my text entered. And I'm going to change the colors. They would like the first option under colorful. And then we're also going to change the SmartArt style, and we are going to pick cartoon. And with those changes, we're now going to go into format, and we're going to click on the boxes because we're going to add a word art style to the text. So I'm just going to kind of shift and click here, get my boxes selected. And then I'm going to click on the More button, and the word art that they would like us to pick is the one that's kind of got the orange glow with the white fill. So we're going to pick that one. And let's click to the right of all of the boxes. We still want the structure selected. What we're going to be doing with the structure is changing the width to 9.5. We'll type 9.5 and press enter. And then instead of manually centering, we are going to use the Align menu and choose Align Center. And that will put it right in the middle. So at this point, we are going to save our changes.